Hey Taurus, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and today I will be doing your monthly reading for September 2024. And if this is one of your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say hello and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your tarot insights with you. And for those of you that don't know, I do go live 2 times a week, every week here right on the channel. So if this reading is not specific enough for you and you want to ask me a specific question about your specific situation, join me on Mondays and Fridays because I go live with Ask Me Anything Tarot Q&A, and I would be more than happy to pull some cards for you. All right, for the readings this month, I'm using my Groovy Waite Tarot deck. I'll clarify with my Radiant Rider Waite Tarot. And then I will close out your reading, Taurus, with a Healing Oracle crystal card. All right, so let's go ahead and start the show because we've got a lot to discuss. All right, Taurus, we've got a lot to discuss. All right, so we got that Emperor card. All right, so as we move into the month of September 2024, Taurus, things are going to feel a little chaotic. Things are going to feel a little all over the place, maybe even a little scattered. But that's not because you're doing something wrong. Sometimes you're doing everything right and things kind of shift so they can fall into place. And that's what I'm getting with the energy of this card. This Emperor means sometimes things just are not looking like they're under control, but it doesn't necessarily mean they aren't, right? So understand that sometimes doing everything right is going to make things kind of feel a little shifty. All right, so I just want you to be aware of that because as we move through this first week of September, you're going to have to pay attention to some of the signs and some things that are happening. Because we got this Smoky card, which is a unique card to this deck. We're going to talk about that. But the Temperance card says that actually this chaos is what needs to happen in order to bring order and peace into your life as it relates to relationships, work, money, life, all the things, okay? Now, we also have that Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles means you are redefining exactly what your life is at this point in time. In other words, you're redefining what you want, what you don't want. You're making choices, you're eliminating, you're adding in. All right, so this is really good. We talked about Temperance. Remember, this is bringing balance. These are the things that need to be done in order to get things exactly where we want them to be. Now, I talked about this Smoky card. Again, that card is unique to this deck, and that means that in some ways you might be ignoring some of the signs that could be indicating whether or not you're getting closer or further away to the experience that you desire to have. So, you really need to trust your gut because I always tell people their intuition is the strongest indicator of whether or not they're doing something right or they're moving in the right direction or they are on the right path. All right, and not everybody trusts their intuition, and there's some people out there who don't even believe that they have that power or they have that ability. So what I'm saying, Taurus, is like maybe tap in and really sit with yourself and figure out what exactly is that you want and where is your soul calling you to go, because you will find the answers. I promise you that. The answers will show up for you. You just have to be receptive to them. We also have that Hangman. The Hangman talks about sometimes we have to make sacrifices in order to get exactly what we want. And this isn't always a bad thing. You know, life is really one big trade-off here. It's like, do I want this or do I want that? If I say yes to this, I have to say no to that. All right, that's just kind of how life is. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're missing out on anything because sometimes it's about knowing, like I said earlier, trusting yourself, knowing what's right for you at this time. Finally, we do have that Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles means this is just a straight out message. Some of you need to get your savings situation in order. You need to save more money. That's the clear message I'm getting. You need to figure out a better savings plan. You need to decide, okay, I'm going to save so much every week, every month, whatever the case may be, and you need to get on that. Why? Because something happens internally when you feel secure as it relates to that. You know, when you feel secure in the sense that, okay, I have a little bit of a cushion in case something happens. And so the savings is not really for the sake of putting money away, but it's for you to activate that peace of mind that comes along with having that set up. Okay? All right, Taurus, let's continue on. See what else is showing up for you. You are eliminating some self-imposed limitations. With that Eight of Swords, you're also feeling very encouraged, and I can see why. You've got some fantastic cards here. All right, so this is the card of you eliminating any type of self-imposed limits. All right, Taurus, so this is a good card because this means that things are shifting in your mindset. In other words, your belief is expanding about what you think is possible for you, what you can have, what you can be, what you can do. Now, we also have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is walking away from something. I've been getting that card with a lot of the signs this month, and I think this walking away is a job for a lot of you. A lot of you are planning 2025. Like, we're starting to think, okay, we're about to move into Q4 very soon. So what can we do now to set ourselves up for success in 2025? And a lot of you are going to be walking away from a job, or you're going to be changing positions or changing companies or changing careers. All right. And there's no hesitation here. A lot of you know, yes, that's exactly what I need to do. This card here confirms that you're on the right track. So if you are making a plan to leave something, someone, a situation, whatever, I think the plan is going to be key here. In other words, you don't just do this, you know, hastily out of the blue. No, you really think out each step and you plan to the best of your ability what you can plan. All right, so that's going to be a win for you no matter how you look at it. Next up, we got that Star card in the reverse. The Star card in the reverse is all about you being the center of attention. Now, when I see her in the reverse, it means two things. One, it means that you need to pay attention to your health. There's something you're neglecting or ignoring, and you should not be doing that. And number two, it also means that sometimes you get some unwanted attention. Now, unwanted attention may not always be bad, right? Because some people just are not comfortable in the spotlight. But it also means that just because the attention is unwanted, it doesn't mean that you still can't use it to your benefit in some way. And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not talking about like attention in a very vulgar way. I'm not talking about that. But sometimes, you know, like you do something at your job and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, you did this. Oh my gosh, you're so good, whatever. You know, and it's not like you really wanted everybody to start talking about you and showering you with attention. But again, that puts you in a position to benefit from it. So don't be afraid to do so, even though the attention was not sought after. You know, it wasn't something you planned to do. Okay, so you can always kind of turn things in your favor, and don't be afraid to do so. All right, Taurus? Next up, look at these cards. These are beautiful. We got that Ace of Cups. This is the start of a brand new relationship. Then we've got the Fool card, moving in a brand new direction, even though we don't know how it's going to play out. Even though we don't know what's going to happen next, we are excited, thrilled, and curious to move towards whatever it is calling us. All right, so I feel like this new relationship is taking us somewhere that is very exciting, very thrilling. All right, and we still can't figure it out just yet. It's a little bit of an enigma, but it doesn't make it any less attractive or any less exciting. All right, sometimes we're drawn to something simply for the fun of it, or simply for the mystery of it. And that's what I'm picking up here. There's a mystery. There's a something where we're just like, oh, we're just so curious to find out more. All right, now this usually it means it's something romantic, but not always. Sometimes it could be a friendship. Sometimes it could be something that we're just drawn to, and we don't know why we're drawn to it. All right, and that's exciting. And like I said, it builds mystery because we don't really get a whole lot of that, you know, in our day-to-day lives. So give yourself permission to explore as it relates to this. All right, Taurus? Whoa. All right, what else is going on here? Oh, we got 2 kings. Now, I've said this before. When I get 2 court cards back to back, that indicates it's more about a person and not exactly a the energy of the card. And I'm actually picking up that could be the same person. All right, the same person. All right, so let's talk about those 2 kings. Now, the King of Cups is the emotion card. The King of Wands is the card of work, you know, whatever we do to pay the bills. And I feel like this person here is coming into your life to show you something, Taurus. However, I'm not picking up that you're really ready to receive it. You know how sometimes people show up in your life and they come blasting in with all this stuff and you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, this could be this relationship stuff we talked here. Remember I said there's something that you're very drawn to. This could be somebody where I'm picking up somebody wants to give you something, show you something, take you somewhere, but you're not quite ready because you're still figuring the person out. All right, so I say that to say, if you are feeling some hesitation or feeling a little bit like, I don't know, like you're questioning something as it relates to this person, this happens in the second half of September, trust your gut. Because these are both in the reverse. So that tells me, not that somebody has bad intentions, but sometimes people just come into your life with no awareness of what you got going on. And so they're not really like you got to be careful. You got to be careful. All right. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And because this is a general reading, it's hard for me to kind of get more specific on this. But if you feel like somebody's overbearing or you feel like somebody is like just kind of bombarding you with something, don't be afraid to kind of put the brakes on, right? Doesn't mean you got to cut them off totally, but just say, you know, I need some time to think about that. Or, you know, let me step back and evaluate this before I make a decision. It's that kind of thing. All right, next up, we do have the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is the money mindset card. Again, I feel like you need to really pay attention to what you believe is possible for you as it relates to your money. I feel like there's some things where you're probably hesitating about money. Okay, Taurus, like maybe you think, oh, I'm never going to make this amount, or I'm never going to be able to do this or have that experience. All right, really change that and practice thinking in a different way here. Next, we do have the Page of Wands. This is good news coming as it relates to your work or whatever it is you do to pay the bills. This is some good news, a good announcement, some positive information, all right? And it may be a surprise because a lot of times these pages show up when it's a surprise and we weren't expecting it. Next, we do have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is a card that talks about you being busy for work. Remember, we're moving in towards the holiday season, and I think this is a busy season for a lot of us. So you're going to be working a lot. You're going to be making money, you know, in September just because you're going to be more busy, so you're going to make more money. Finally, we do got that 4 of Pentacles. Remember, we saw him here. We see him here again. This time he's in the reverse. This means that it looks like you realize you need to step up your savings game and you do whatever needs to be done. Now, this card also being in the reverse could indicate that you know that you have to step up your savings game, but you still drag your feet. All right, so only you can answer that, Taurus. Only you can answer that. But remember, this awareness starts in the beginning of the month, and it shows up again once we hit the second half of September. All right, Taurus, let's see what else shows up for you. What else is showing up for Taurus? Look at that Lover's card in the reverse. What's going on with that? All right. See, I feel like this is a relationship. This card is jumping out at me, Taurus, and I feel like this is a relationship and it's a divine separation, and the relationship was short term, but it served a purpose. All right, so remember, we had some relationship stuff kind of brewing up here. Then we kind of had this stuff going on here, and then I feel like, okay, there was something short term. It served a purpose. Now, this could be anything, right? We could be talking about intimate relationships. We could be talking about friendships. We could be talking about work relationships, work interactions, maybe interactions with the family or something like that. Okay. But like I said, I feel like this is actually a good thing because there was a relationship that happened. There was a connection that happened. It was meant to be short term. However, you didn't realize that going in. It served a purpose, and now it's time for you to kind of go your own way. All right, that card's really jumping out, maybe because it's the center card, but that's the energy, that's the message I'm getting from looking at that card. All right, let's go ahead and start with that Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, remember, this is that fast card, the fast moving energy. This is also the temporary energy, very interesting, because when the Knight of Swords shows up, remember, he shows up, he's all, you know, doing whatever needs to be done, but then he's gone. All right, Taurus, he's gone. Okay. Now, the thing is he's good while he was there, but then he goes away. Now, this temporary energy, again, could apply to a lot of different areas of our life, work, money, relationships, whatever. All right. But the thing is we have to understand that sometimes things are only temporary. And again, I'm getting that with this card too. Sometimes things are only meant to be short term. They're not meant to be long term. All right. And the thing is you'll know, because you don't want to have to force anything. You don't want to have to feel like, you know, oh, I got to make this thing, you know, last long. I'm feeling that's relationship, you know, Taurus, I really am. You know, your relationship is really just kind of taking different forms here. I guess maybe that's the best way to say it. You know, a relationship kind of, over time, a relationship changes. You know, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not better. But okay, I don't want to drag too much on that. So let's continue on with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords means that you have a breakthrough. I feel like this is a realization about what you need as it relates to your life in general, Taurus. You know exactly what kind of money you want to make. You know what kind of work you want to do. You know what kind of relationship you want to have. And sometimes just that clarity is enough to catapult you to the next level in your life. All right, so the other thing about the Ace of Swords is that it means that you make a very strong decision about cutting something off or removing something from your life. It could be something that's weighing you down. It could be something that's holding you back. All right. And this could be anything. Only you know what you need to release at this time. We talked about the Lover's card. The Two of Swords in the reverse means you've made a decision. You are not procrastinating. You are not hesitating. You are not letting anything get in the way of what you need to do and when you need to do it. That's a very powerful card. Finally, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which means you are going to do your best work independently. Now, because remember we talked about this short-term relationship here, I feel like this card here is telling us that you need to be alone for a little while. And again, this doesn't necessarily mean in the romantic sense, although it could be, but sometimes you need to be by yourself. You just do. We all do, right? We need that time to figure out what we want next and what we're going, what we're going to create for ourselves. All right, so don't hesitate to spend time alone if you feel like that's what you need, especially towards the end of September. All right, Taurus, so your month is very interesting in the sense that you are making decisions and you are making a lot of changes. And, people are coming into your life, and it's up to you to define what it means, what the relationship means, what the connection means. All right. So let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Healing Oracle crystal card. Ooh, lapis lazuli, one of my favorite crystals. All right, this says past life. Oh, all right. Now I didn't even consider that. okay? Because remember, I was talking about relationships here, juicy relationships, connections, and then something being short term, something serving a purpose. This could be a past life reconnection that you had to maybe connect again in this life and maybe settle some things before you move into your own, direction. I mean, anything is possible, really. So this is something to think about. You could be connecting with someone that you had already connected with in a past life. You could be connecting with them again this month. All right, Taurus. So I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any specific questions, feel free to join me in my Tarot Ask Me Anything Q&A lives on Mondays and Fridays.